What's going on, guys? Gilman here, back with another video, and today we're doing it on the health side of things. As promised, I'm making a video to go over the supplements that I shared in my previous video, just to go into more detail. And so today's topic is creatine. What is creatine? How much creatine you should take? Is it safe to take? Should you even take it? I'll try to answer all of those during the course of this video, so please make sure to stick around till the end. Now, what exactly is creatine? So creatine is something that your body produces in your kidney and liver after you consume protein. Your muscles then take this creatine and convert it into creatine phosphate, which is then converted into ATC in your body, which can then be used for explosive energy. So now, if your body produces it, why do we need supplements? Well, supplements allow you to reach that daily recommended dosage without necessarily having to consume a lot of protein. And so supplements have essentially made it easier for you to consume your daily recommended amount. And one thing I want to point out really easily is that creatine and protein are not substitutes of each other. Rather, they complement each other. The purpose of creatine is to help you during your workout, getting you that explosive energy, and the purpose of protein comes after the fact when it comes to the recovery aspect of your fitness. And so first and foremost, is it safe to take and does it actually work? There's actually various studies that show that it does help with your muscle strength and muscle mass. There are also studies that have done that show that if you are doing a workout, a strength training workout program, that creatine can help you increase this muscle strength by 5 to 10%. And then there's also numerous studies done on the fact that creatine is a safe supplement to take. Now, how much creatine should you take and what kind of creatine you should take? So in my previous video where I talk about all the supplements, I described creatine monohydrate. This one is just Optimum Nutrition. Realistically, you could take any creatine monohydrate. They're all about the same. The dosage on this is about 5 grams, so whatever a scoop is for this, but the recommended dosage is 5 grams. There is what's called a load phase, right? So that means that you're going to take a little bit more, typically 10 grams, 15 grams, 20 grams, depending on who you're following. They'll kind of define their load phase. And what that'll do is it'll really saturate your muscles with the creatine to get you to that point. You don't necessarily need to load, right? You could take the 5 grams. It might just take a little bit longer for you to see the effects of creatine if you don't do the loading process. Now, I have 2 here. This is creatine monohydrate, highly researched, very cheap. This one is creatine hydrochloride, which is creatine HCl. A lot of studies have also been done with this, that it's more absorbent and 40 times more soluble when you take it. And so actually this little container, just to show you, for example, this has 75 dosage and this is 57. So you can see like this small container, which is half the size, contains 1.5 times the dosage. So you have to take very little of this and it's more soluble. That being said, that means that it's typically way more expensive. And there's a lot of research on just creatine monohydrate. In fact, I would say it's probably the second most researched thing behind protein itself. And so, I would typically stick with this. It's good enough for most purposes, and you'll see the results. Typically, you'll start to see the results of taking creatine a week after you start taking creatine. So when exactly, at what point of the day should you take creatine? Research has shown that taking creatine shortly before or shortly after your workout is probably the most beneficial, and it'll provide you that energy and keep your muscles pumped. Now, within a week, you'll typically start seeing results of creatine, and at that point, a week to 2 weeks is when you'll start to see whether or not creatine works for you. Creatine may work wonders for some people, and it might not work on other people at all, so it kind of just depends on you. Another thing that I would say is you do not need to take creatine, right? Any supplement that you take is a choice. You shouldn't take creatine because someone tells you to take creatine. You should only take creatine if you yourself are comfortable with taking creatine, you've done your research and you believe in what it can do for you, and you're okay with any side effects. With creatine, there aren't that many side effects. There was a study done a while ago that showed that there was some hair loss that was possible, but other studies have shown that that's not necessarily the case. So to each their own. Make sure to do your research before you decide whether or not creatine is something that you want in your everyday supplements that you take. And so that's all I had for you this video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you know a little bit more about creatine and whether or not you really want to put that in your diet. I personally take it when I'm plateauing, right? I'm hitting my max on something that I really want to kind of go over the hump on, and then I'll start taking creatine, take it for a little bit, and then come off of it again. Personally, have not found it to do anything differently to my body in terms of side effects, but I have seen, sort of the strength that I can get by taking creatine. So I try to cycle on and off, take it for 2 months, and then stop taking it, try to cycle off, and then go back on when I hit that plateau again. So I really hope that you enjoyed that video and learned a little bit from it. If you did, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.